So B1, don't iron too enthusiastically because it might burn away things that you did not want to burn away. Hello and welcome back to my channel where we take old clothes and make it fashion. My name is Peer, I'm a fashion designer and I want to inspire you to think twice before you throw away your old clothes. So if you're interested in all this kind of upcycling videos, please subscribe to my channel now because I do upload videos every week. And follow me on Instagram because I upload beautiful pictures there that you don't see here. And let's start with a new project. So today we're finally gonna have some fun on my channel and use some assets. And yes, that's exactly what it sounds like, assets, namely dévorant. That was what you're thinking of, right? Had some fun with this asset before and did some cool things with it. But today I want to take it to another level, or basically just do it again. So this asset, it is called dévorant. I think that is French. And it consists of two components that you have to mix together. It's more like a kind of gel kind of thing and powder. And then you can basically burn in your fabric. And if you wonder, is he really mixing this asset in a Bacardi glass? Then I will not disappoint you. And be very careful with this stuff because it can be very irritating. I know I can be irritating too, but at least I'm not as harmful as this. It has red exclamation marks, danger signs, so watch out guys. So traditionally this technique is used to make like a ausbrenner fabric. So ausbrenner are those kind of velvet-like fabrics that are partly burned away with acid and make it more of a sheer kind of texture. So this technique burns away the cotton or cellulose fibers in the fabric and leaves the other fibers untouched. So what do you all need for today's project? Your garment you want to upcycle. And I mainly bought these shirts because they are material blends and they are 65% polyester and 35% cotton. So then you need your asset, you can buy it online and I will leave a link in the description. And then you need something to apply the acid with, and in my case I have like some pencils I'm gonna use for that. After that you need the iron and probably an ironing board to basically be able to thoroughly iron where we have applied the gel. And to really know what's going to be the exact plan today, I need to do some tests because I want to see how the fabric reacts. So that's why I'm going to do that first and then really make a little bit more of a concrete plan. So I'm going to open a little piece of the sleeve. So I did a little test and nothing happened, so that means that manufacturer lied about their composition of their fabric. So I'm just gonna leave the shirts, bye-bye, and I did another test on pants and they work. So these are 15% polyamide, if you call it like that, and 85% cottons. So I did a little test on the inside to see what was the effect. 85% cotton is a lot that gets burnt away. But you can see here on the inside that basically you get the cotton out and there will be some horizontal threads left, and that's the polyamide that is not dissolving. The vertical threads are basically all dissolving, and I think we can create some really cool effects with that. So what I'm gonna do is make some vertical strokes with my brush. Basically give this pants like this very kind of manual burnt stripes. And to give it this more like high fashion designer look, I'm not gonna do it everywhere. I'm gonna do it partly. So I think I will start from the bottom. A few lines will go all the way up and the other lines will just go partly up. Because if I would make like lines in a horizontal way, the legs will be cut off. And hopefully we're going to get a cool pattern with that, but I need to find something to put in between the legs so that the acid will not leak through to the other side. So you can do this however you want. I would like to have it a little bit rough, or actually a little bit in between rough and tidy. Controlled roughness. So it's basically going to look a little bit like an eroded pant. You can always do more, but to do less is going to be more difficult. And the cool thing with this technique is that every fabric reacts differently. Okay, it can be a little bit of a pain to find fabrics that work because, as we discovered, they're not always telling the truth about the composition, and sometimes it just really does not give the desired effect. It's not really as pretty as you want. But once you find some fabric that it's working on, it's really cool, and it always looks a little bit different. It's already drying in some places, which makes it a little bit harder to see. So I think I'm going to start from up here and make a few more lines. And you have to watch out because it's still bleeding out. The lines get quite a lot bigger after a couple of minutes. This is just very unique. This you won't find in a lot of shops, I would say. My clothes are beautiful. So now I'm first gonna let it completely dry to avoid like unnecessary fumes. I'm gonna open the windows and get my fan because a good ventilation is kind of important. So now that I did the ironing, you can see it's already cracking up in some places. That was not really what I expected. I'm very confused with how this is looking compared to how my little test was looking. I'm just gonna dunk it in water and see what it looks like. I'm a little bit scared, guys, that this was all one big failure. But let's see. The moment of truth. Let it rain. Okay, let's take some water and do this in a sink. I'm just looking at the result. So I've just thoroughly washed it and rubbed the fabric to get all the fibers out. So it's still soaking wet, but you can see what it looks like already. So that's the 15% of polyamide that is keeping it together. I really love how this looks. Somehow very trashed, but also very delicate. I think that's really stunning. Unfortunately, in some places, even the polyamide threads melted. I think I might have ironed the fabric for too long. I was a little bit like reckless with the iron, I must admit. But I'm gonna just let it dry for now and see if we can make some kind of solution for that tomorrow. So the pants has dried and I think it looks amazing. But then again, I have some places, for example, here is like a big hole that has no horizontal threads. So I'm quickly gonna repair that with some iron-on facing and some pocketing that I still had. So I just cut out a big enough piece of the fabric and a same size piece of iron-on facing. And I'm gonna attach it together. For that I use some baking paper because otherwise it will stick to my iron. You can also directly iron it on, but I find just a little bit easier to do this step in between because now I basically have a sticky patch that I can apply to the hole. So I put the patch under the hole with the sticky side up. Then I'm gonna put my baking paper up there again, make sure that it's clean because if there's adhesive on there it can also make some ugly stains in your fabric. And then I'm just gonna iron it. So now if you would want to secure it, you can sew around it. But for today, I'm just gonna leave it. So voila, that's the end result. I think it's gorgeous. Although we had some complications with the holes. So be warned, don't iron too enthusiastically because it might burn away things that you did not want to burn away. But now that I repaired it, I think I'll be able to wear it. This pants cost me $2.50 in the thrift store and I think it looks really, really luxurious now. So what do you think of this pants and what do you think of this technique? Have you tried it? Let me know in the comments, please. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel now, because I do upload once a week, and share it with everyone who you think might find it interesting. And if you start your own project after seeing one of my videos, please hashtag FashionRack on Instagram, and I will see you there or in my next video. And thanks so much for watching. Bye bye guys.